So let me first thank the organizer of this forum for providing the opportunity to the GSA to tell you more about Galileo, where we are and what we are aiming to. Let me first say that Galileo, for those of you who are not very much familiar, is indeed one of the two flagship programs of the EU, together with Copernicus, you may have heard yesterday, which is devoted to Earth observation. Galileo and EGNOS, which will be the focus of my presentation, are focusing on navigation services. So first of all, about the agency. Doesn't go down. I don't know. Maybe I can. Sorry? For switching to the next page? Not there. Okay. Okay. So first of all, 2 words about the agency. Then I will tell you about the overall potential of GNSS, some figures on the market, and what in concrete the agency is doing, what has been doing in the past, and what is coming in the next few years. So first of all, the agency, the European GNSS Agency, which I represent, the agency is mostly focusing on market development, security, which is an important dimension of the program, and is operating 2 centers, one near Paris and one near Southampton, which are monitoring the security health of the overall system. And under delegation of the European Commission, we are operating the EGNOS first and Galileo soon. So in other terms, in simple words, the main role of the agency is to be the driver of this complex machine called EGNOS and Galileo. Today we are around 100 staff, most of them based in Prague, in the Czech Republic. We moved there in September 2012, and I have to say we are very well hosted by the Czech government. We are the only EU agency based there, and they are doing their utmost to make this agency a success. I have to say that when they originally bid for hosting the agency, at the time the agency was a small entity, less than 40 staff, and it was at the margin of the program. At the time, a few years ago, the agency was conceived to be the main counterpart for the concessionaire, when originally Galileo was supposed to be conceived as a public-private partnership. Then we had a major turn. Today, the program is fully funded by public funds, and the agency is coming back at the center of the program. So, first of all, how we are moving the agency, how we are addressing the market. So, as you can easily understand, EGNOS and Galileo are by definition transversal to many domains. So you see here listed the major one, the most important one, so certainly transport, but as well other important domains like LBS, agriculture, mapping and surveying, and governmental use. Our analysis showed that road and LBS together represent altogether more than 90% of the value of the overall market, but nevertheless, also the other one are quite important. And what you see here on the horizontal axis is the value chain. So the way we are looking at the market is indeed going through the different sector, analyzing and addressing the different players of GNSS. It is important to underline that the highest value is in the so-called downstream market. Major part of the value is on the chipset receiver devices, application and services. So that is where we see the most interesting potentialities of GNSS domain. The role of the agency is to maximize the value out of EGNOS and Galileo in order to provide a true benefit for EU citizens. So, in a few words, EGNOS and Galileo. Maybe EGNOS first. EGNOS is the second operational system augmenting GPS in the world. Is fully operational since 3 years. Indeed, 3 years ago, it has been formally, publicly announced operational for civil aviation. The main user of this system is civil aviation. And I can say that after 3 years, we have a wide adoption of this system, which is replacing traditional navigation system. So today we have more than 200 approach procedure in more than 100 airports across Europe, which are using EGNOS. And this system is showing an increasing, a good growth rate, more than 30% a year. This system is providing a 1 meter accuracy over a region, on a regional scale, which is Europe. And further, which is important for the civil aviation, is providing an integrity information, meaning that within 6 seconds, provide the information if indeed the positioning data are properly coming from the system and are valid. Galileo is vice versa a global system, so is providing services all over the world. Is targeting to have 30 satellites in 3 orbital planes, and is a system which has similar characteristics to GPS. Indeed, the signal has been designed in terms of frequency and modulation to be fully compatible with the GPS. So at the end, at the receiver level, the complexity does not exist. Today, we have completed the in-orbit validation phase. I will tell you more in a second. And we are launching the recurring phase. So indeed, last year, we have completed this extensive testing campaign, which is proving that Galileo is performing quite well. Maybe I can show you here. These are the plot of the test, which show that how the performance of the detected by when we are not coupling the signal with the GPS and GLONASS, indeed how better, how stable is the performance of Galileo. So these provide a first answer to those who are asking why the need of Galileo when we have already other systems which are running well, like GPS, GLONASS, and Beidou is coming. So performance will be one of the key pillars of Galileo. So as I said, the validation phase has been successfully completed. We are expecting to launch 4 satellites this year. The first 2 have been already shipped to the French Guiana last Monday and will be launched this summer, the other 2 at the end of the year. We are targeting at the end of 2014, early 15, to announce what we call early services. which is an important milestone triggering, let's say, the credibility of the system, which is important in order to have chipset and receiver manufacturer to release the manufacturing of the chipset. A few achievements. You see here a long list. I will not go through all of them. I already mentioned about the civil aviation, but certainly we see more and more an interest in other sectors like road. Road is certainly one of the most promising sector. We see here in perspective the electronics of the car will be embedding also the GNSS capability and will pave the way for the so-called intelligent transport system. So road is not only in-car navigation, which is widely spread today. You may know that already today in Europe, one car out of 3 is already equipped with in-car navigation. So just to give you an idea of how much it is widespread. But as well, I will not go through all of them, but maybe worth to highlight also for surveying and mapping. Here, this is a sector where we see also a growing interest. We may consider it as a niche market. We don't have big numbers here, but we see here more and more application using EGNOS today and in perspective Galileo. It has to be underlined that EGNOS can guarantee today the 1 meter accuracy, and in perspective, when EGNOS will be augmenting Galileo, we are expecting to guarantee the decimeter accuracy. So we are having high expectations also in this sector from EGNOS and Galileo. So here you see some figures on where we are. I already told you about civil aviation. On road, I think it is important to say that also on road transport is not the only application. We see more and more interest on the road tolling as well. Road tolling based on GNSS can guarantee a very high granularity and flexibility because it is fully decoupled from ground gates. And we see more and more countries which are adopting this system based on EGNOS. As well, rail is another sector which is today maybe not where GNSS is not so much well spread, but nevertheless we see over the world a growing interest, concrete operational interest, like US or Australia. In Europe, the biggest problem is to overcome the boundaries of 28 member states. So here the real challenge is to have a standard in order to abandon the balise, the terrestrial balise, which are today the system adopted in particular on regional lines. But obviously, as it has been quite a breakthrough for civil aviation, we can expect that also in rail, we can GNSS can be quite a good mean to augment safety. Surveying and mapping, you see here some figures. Here, the lion's share, the most interesting area of application are cadastral surveying and construction services. Here, our analysis showed that when Galileo will reach its regime phase, only in this area the benefit which we expect in Europe are in the order of 50 million euro per year. You can find more detail on the market trend in a publication which is available on our website. We have a small team in the agency which is specialized in analyzing the trends of GNSS. We have developed a software model which is powered by more than 50 variables, which we update on a continuous basis. So you can go there and have a good understanding of the dynamic of the GNSS. So a few facts on what has been done in the past. The agency has been in charge to promote the market development by the so-called FP7 project, which was a project which over the 7 years duration has been investing around 70 million euro. You see here the result, quite good, and specifically targeting small, medium enterprise, which are mostly attained in the so-called downstream market. You can find more detail here on the coordinates which are provided here. But overall, you see that the main benefit, the main result of this project has been a very wide involvement of different players, so not only SMEs, many, and not only industries, but as well universities and research centers. So this is the past 7 years. The new coming project is called Horizon 2020, so which is starting from the same, from that basis and is now looking ahead. It is introducing some novelties, so is bringing together research and innovation, and is focusing on societal challenges like health, clean energy, and transport. And most of all, has been trying to improve the access and the administration effort to run this project, which was one of the major critics of the past. So this project has been launched quite recently, and the agency is in charge to promote this project for what concerns GNSS. The budget allocated is the double of the previous 7 years, so it is in the order of 140 million. And you see here the main themes of the first call, which has been launched in December last year and has come to an end at the beginning of April. So we are actually analyzing the proposal, and we expect to award the contract by the end of this year. We expect to launch a second call for proposal in the first semester of next year. You will find more detail in the website, but I want here to underline that this is an excellent tool for bringing together different expertise and promoting successful also business idea. So far, it has proved to be quite a meaningful and efficient result. So this is all. I hope that I've been capable to give you some more concrete grip on what is EGNOS and Galileo. Maybe the most important message I want to transfer here to you today is that it may well be true that EGNOS and Galileo have been suffering some delay in the past, but now they are getting there, and I think this is the positive message for this forum. Thank you.